Okay, welcome back, art students. I am very excited that you're here. We're kind of getting to some of the fun details now. We've definitely completed the contour of our moose, which is kind of, in a sense, the outside lines of the moose, capturing a moose's true identity and especially its shape and form. But now we get to have a little bit more fun with more of this texture and some more of the finite details, and that's really going to make your drawing look more dimensional. It's going to give it more texture. It's going to give it more visual interest, and that is what I really love to do. So here we go. I'm just going to have fun here, adding a bunch of texture marks in there. I'll try to explain the best I can as I'm going, but I'm going to come back up here to the head, and I think my strategy is I'm going to work from the head all the way to the back here, okay? All right, before we do any of that, I want to do one little detail, and that's the tail back here. It's just a little nubber. That's all you see. Isn't that crazy? Okay, now, let's do this. Okay, so up here on the snout, we're gonna have a lot of dark lines up here, right here, and then we're just gonna put in some lines that come this way, give it some texture. This will make it look more rough because their snout is kind of rough. It's kind of wrinkly. You know, this is an old moose. It's not a young one because look at its antlers. So we gotta capture that. Let's switch it over to some hair. And the moose is actually quite dark. They have like a very deep, almost black fur. It's very deep brown. It's almost black. We're gonna go careful around the eye here. Underneath the eye, let's go ahead and create a fun little detail like that. That'll look nice. Okay, and we're gonna go like this underneath that. It looks like almost like your eyelash or like your eyelids, I guess. Then create some little hairs here. You can see how I'm kind of just working in a texture with my texture lines. Texture lines are really my favorite. They just happen so naturally as they come from your pen or your pencil, whatever it might be, and you gotta kind of create the direction of the form here. So my texture lines are going in the direction of the muscle, or where I would imagine the muscles would be. Okay, so it looks like it actually fits onto there in a certain way. So all these little lines I'm drawing are kind of to help indicate form. Now down here, I'm going to do a lot of vertical ones because this droops down kind of like so. It's kind of dark right here. It almost has a sense of detachment, but yet it is attached. Just kind of wobbles around in there, right? And it's kind of dark under here. There's a lot of shadow. There's a lot of deep, dark fur happening here. It's bulky. Okay, so I'm just kind of... Now my texture lines are definitely taking a different route, I would say. They're kind of a little bit more free and a little bit more scribbly. I'm trusting it. I'm trusting my hand motion and my pen, and I'm just kind of creating and forming this moose. It's all happening. It's all coming right out my pen. And I'm understanding, thinking about the muscle that would exist under the hide or under the skin of this tall, dangly of a beast here. And I'm imagining that the lines are kind of following the shoulder line here a bit, right? And then I think, you know, we'll come this way, start coming this way, right? And maybe start pointing down toward the legs. See how the direction of my lines are changing? Because I'm like envisioning how they would fit and wrap around the structure of the animal's muscle underneath there. So whenever you draw animals especially, or anything that's alive for that matter, an organism, you really learn a lot about the creature itself in a fun, unique way. It's not like you're just looking at a picture. You're actually understanding its true form when you're drawing it like this. Okay? I guess I'm working my way down the belly here, and I envision that the belly is going to be very dark in the shadow. So I'm just kind of working a lot of overlapping texture lines down here. Should be very dark down here, okay, and smaller. Up here, okay, and I'm gonna come back up here. These lines are fun. I really like these, whatever this is happening here. These fun, expressive, kind of long fur lines here. This is pretty cool, yeah. And then up here, we're gonna go this. We're gonna follow the back. Some lines up here, okay. Aren't these texture lines just a lot of fun? They're kind of tiresome, but it's really what makes your moose drawing stand out, like I said earlier. It really is. This is that next level detail. Long lines again. Long lines back here. And it's a lot of fun. I actually encourage you, if you're brave enough like me, if you want to do all of your texture lines, if not already, just kind of work with a Sharpie marker or a ballpoint pen. Be brave. It saves a lot of time, you know, if you're doing this all in pencil and then you did all your texture lines and over each and every little hair. Could you imagine the time that would take? Go. Very cool. Great. We're getting there. We are definitely getting there. Now I'm just having fun going in there where I feel it's necessary and just really trying to capture it. Could you ever really have too much texture? Too much texture lines? I mean, could you really? I don't think so. Let's put some texture in these antlers now. I think that'll be really nice. Actually, a little more, I think. Why don't we? I feel like I'm telling myself, oh, you need to put some more in that leg a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. And maybe we'll go like that. Okay. Somewhere in the mix, I'm sure you lost me in all my fast texture lines, and that's okay. Your texture lines are gonna look different than mine, and that's good. They all don't have to look good. It's just a fun little detail. Now, in our antlers, let's give some line work here. Let's get in there. Let's add some fun shadow texture lines. Shadowy here. I hope that you are having fun. I'm having so much fun doing this right now. Oh, I needed this. You know, art can be so good and so relaxing for you. Let's do another, some deeper shadow lines over here. Kind of along that one that goes right along that ear there. Kind of on the back side over here. I'm thinking about the lighting. The lighting is coming from directly above this moose, so it's kind of appearing that a lot of the shadow and darkness is underneath it, or on the bottom half of things. So if you're trying to understand where shadows and highlights are happening, think of like a big light bulb just sitting right over top of it. Okay, we're gonna put some texture in this region up here, lightly, because this is really in the light up here. This is all kind of just happening in the light. So I don't want too much lines up here. I want it to appear very much highlighted. Light by the light. There. I think we finished the moose, but I want to show you what I'm going to do to it in the next video when I add kind of like a creative background for this moose to exist in. And if you would like, you're able to kind of work from my idea. If you want, you can also create your own unique idea for your background. See you in the next video. Good job. Wow, look at it. Aren't they wonderful? Nice job.